Happy day, welcome to M.O.P classroom. I am Sini Jadessh from the Department of Food Science. In today's session, we are going to discuss non-thermal processing technologies in food processing. Traditionally, food processing and preservation largely depends on thermal processing methods such as pasteurization, sterilization, blanching, dehydration, etc. Though they are very effective techniques, the application of heat on food product can affect the sensory and the nutritional quality of the food product. Here comes the advantage of non-thermal processing methods such as high pressure processing, pulsed electric field processing, pulsed light, ultrasound and irradiation. The benefits of non-thermal processing techniques are there is no substantial increase in the product temperature, it is more effective against the microorganism. In contrast to the heat processing technology, we can retain the sensory characteristics as well as the nutritional properties of the food, and it retains the color, texture, flavor of the food also. Let us have an overview on these techniques. The first one is high pressure processing technology. As you can see in this picture, the food is subjected to elevated pressure from all the sides to achieve microbial inactivation and consumer desired quality. Here when we are applying high pressure to the product up to 1000 megapascal, which is applied to this packaged food which is submerged in liquid, the pressure is distributed instantly and uniformly throughout the food. One of the biggest advantage of this particular technology is when we are applying pressure from all the sides, the quality of the packaging also retained there is no effect on it, and this can destroy the microorganisms also. The advantage of high pressure processing are retention of fresh taste and texture, increase in microbial safety and shelf life, production of novel foods, minimal heat input and minimal effluent, and uniform pressure and temperature distribution throughout the product. There are number of high pressure processed product are commercially available, particularly in US, Europe, Australia and some of the Asian countries also. The next particular technology is pulsed electric field processing. Here the food is subjected between two electrodes and high intensity electric field is applied over here, and here the treatment time is very less, in fact less than 1 second. This is an added advantage of this particular technology. Why? Because when we are giving a treatment time very less, it is not going to increase the product temperature as such, but at the same time it will destroy the microorganism which is there on the surface of the product, and which this is considered as an alternative to heat pasteurization too. Here the mechanism is electroporation, where we can see that when microorganism is subjected to high intensity electric field, the lipid bilayer of the semi-permeable membrane is getting destabilized and the pores are getting expanded, at the same time swelling and then eventual rupture of the cell is happening. The advantage of pulsed electric field processing are it kills the vegetative cells, colors, flavors and nutrients are preserved, relatively shorter treatment time and suitable for pasteurization of liquid foods like fruit juices, liquid egg and milk. The next technique is pulsed light. Here we can see the short high intensity pulsed light is applied on the surface of the food, thereby the inactivation of microorganism taking place. Here the principle is photothermal and photochemical effects. Photochemical effect means the formation of free radical which will disrupt the cell structure of the organism, thereby the destruction of the organism taking place. Photothermal effect means large amount of energy is transferred rapidly to the surface of the food, raising the temperature of the surface and destroying the vegetative cells. At the same time, the interior temperature of the food is not going to change. The next processing technology is ultrasound. Ultrasonic waves are similar to sound waves, but because of its high frequency, we will not be able to detect it with our human ear. The principle lies here is acoustic cavitation, which means the creation of bubbles in liquid food. When we are applying this ultrasound to the food product, the cavitation bubbles will form, and this bubble will grow over the period, and that in the process known as rectified diffusion, which means small amount of vapor or gas from the medium enter the bubble during its expansion phase and are fully expelled during compression, and this particular technology can occur only in liquids. Most of the microorganisms and enzymes are resistant to this ultrasound. There is a requirement of high intensity treatment is needed, and therefore it can affect the texture and the physical properties of the food. Therefore, this particular technology is not much preferred for food preservation. Food irradiation is the next technique. Here the food is exposed to ionizing radiation to destroy the microorganisms and the insects. There are three types of radiation, namely X-ray, gamma rays and high energy electron beams. This method is approved by WHO and the FAO with suitable safety measures. Why do we have to irradiate foods? Which will reduce the insect infestation, inhibit sprouting, retard ripening, eliminate spoilage microorganism, as here also little or no heating of food is happening. Therefore, there is no change in the sensory characteristics of food, and the freshness of the food can be retained as we are not applying any chemical preservatives by this method, and packaged and frozen foods are generally treated through irradiation. The measuring of the irradiation dose is known as dosimetry, and it can be measured in kilogray. The lower dosage applications up to 1 kilogray can help to control the insect, inhibit the maturation and the sprouting. Medium dosage application between 1 kilogray and 10 kilogray can extend the shelf life and ensure safety, also the reduction in the microbial level. The higher dosage of about 10 kilogray can give the sterilization effect as well as decontaminate certain foods like spices. To summarize, non-thermal methods ensure microbial safety, at the same time it is retaining sensory and the nutritional quality of the food, which is more effective on the microbial inactivation without the application of heat. It ensures the extension of shelf life, suitable for heat sensitive and high value food products. Though they are very promising technology, it has its own challenges also, like high initial cost, lack of consumer awareness and the need for skilled operation is required. But with growing demand for high quality food products, minimally processed, nutritionally rich, safe products, these technologies are expected to expand rapidly. Hope you understood the details of non-thermal processing technology by this presentation. For more such videos, like, share and subscribe M.O.P Classroom. Thank you.